Hello everyone, this is Kat and welcome to Exiting the First Cognition. Today I'm going to go over my personal experiences delving into the plethora of spiritual beliefs and how it was literally a road to nowhere. Like many people, I used to like to dabble a lot into spirituality, ancient traditions, and even occult shit in the so-called left-hand path. You name it, I probably once stuck my nose in it at one time in my search for answers or for something more. This is liable to be a little mixture of a few different things, so I hope you take something away from this that'll be helpful to you. I was always drawn to what we call the supernatural or the mystical, even from a young age. On one hand, I feel part of this was a drive to find answers for myself, and on the other, it was pure ego fascination. But throughout all of this, I developed a habit of being an information junkie. I had accumulated all of this information, memorized facts, and got a basic understanding about these different belief systems. But the truth of the matter is that no amount of delving into any of these belief systems ever gave me any genuine answers to the drive I felt inside of me. Nor did they really give me a sense or feeling of knowing a truth, but that may have been because of my doubt. All any of it did was make my ego feel good and secure by reinforcing what I wanted to believe in, both about the world, reality, and of myself. Some of it may have made me feel good or happy for a time being, but that high of feeling happy always faded until I moved on to the next thing that caught my attention and curiosity. I also admit that I was only interested in what I wanted to hear. If it ceased to satisfy my ego, I moved on from it. To move past being an information junkie, we have to reassess and reinterpret what we think we know, or outright dump it altogether. We don't always realize that information and the habit of data gathering can be a distraction, such as learning how to discern what to keep, what to set aside for pondering or analysis, and what to dump, which is all a necessary part of learning discernment. In other words, information can be a distraction because by dumpster diving into all of this shit, we can lose our focus on what's genuinely important, and that is doing our own personal internal work to know our soika or get up to speed. One other very important thing to keep in mind about all of these different religions, cults, you name it, was that the Anunnaki, Enki, and Nehursag, coupled with the Hypeme Hive ideologies, always created new religions because we as 3D Earth humans have short attention spans and we always desire something new to entertain us and keep us occupied. These traditions were created to capture our attention, no different than how the media today makes up new movies and shit every single day to keep the herds distracted and entertained. These ancient traditions may have some truth speckled in them to act as lures and hooks to ensnare you, but they were never designed to free your consciousness, nor were they made to provide truth. Despite telling you to look within, they were designed to keep you forever chasing the mystical and distract you from truly discovering who you are. This is why you will never find truth in any of these belief systems, because they weren't made to. A more disconcerting thing that many don't want to realize or admit is that these belief systems were made to keep us slaves, all while they fed off our angst, energies, and emotions, no different how a predator feeds off of their food. If that doesn't disturb you, I don't know what else to say. Information hoarding was another habit that I needed to break in order to advance my perceptions. While I did sit on a wealth of information that helped me understand concept, ideas, and ancient history concerning off-worlders, all of this knowledge I acquired amounted to just that: information and information only. Having this knowledge and information is not the same thing as truly understanding and realizing the magnitude about the nature of this reality. Information alone is just intellectual understanding, which is only one perception of understanding. If you really want to grok this stuff, we have to expand our perceptions beyond what we think we know, what we have been indoctrinated to believe in, and let go of these false beliefs that constricts our awareness to this tiny little box that is called the first cognition perception. To get back on point, my continuation on this path only happened because none of these belief systems ever led me anywhere, nor did they ever give me any genuine feeling of knowing or truth. All it made me feel was akin to a salve to make my ego feel good, and that is not the same thing as feeling a truth or knowing it in your being. Eventually, after years of chasing rainbows and dumpster diving, I began to feel anger and anxiety about how I felt like I wasn't advancing to anywhere. Every new ideology I looked into was just always the same thing but wrapped up in different packaging and words, and this began to frustrate me because I wanted genuine answers to what I was seeking, not just more pap. I was still stuck in the same rut and everything remained the same. Both myself and the world around me. It truly felt like a road to nowhere. And this is when I began to experience severe existential crisis. Yet, this is also when I began to question and let go some of the shit I learned over the years. Even with the few snippets of truth that were buried in these ancient traditions, they were never strong enough to build a solid foundation, nor did they stand up to scrutiny when I was faced with having to question everything I know, even things I once did believe in. During my advancement, like almost everyone, I had to confront the beliefs I cherry-picked along the way and acknowledge how they were nothing but lies. And yes, this brought extreme cognitive dissonance to my psyche as well, because they were false perceptions that my ego latched onto about how I perceived myself in reality. Yet despite the cognitive shock of having to endure all the bullshit sifting through these ancient traditions and whatnot, I still successfully removed myself from them. I learned and let go, and I am far stronger because of this. I share this message because you can do this too. I really did hit a dead-end road and couldn't move forward because there was nothing else that these religions and the first cognition reality had to offer. So there was no other choice but to move on, and that is about the same time I stumbled upon the Beals works. By this time I thought, why not, since I still had that drive to find answers there. I'm still applying and doing the work that their materials offers to this day, which let me get to where I am now, and more. I may sound like I'm advertising here, but I can assure you I am not, because I have already been down the road of mystical traditions and know that they offer nothing to advance yourself, unless that's what you choose to settle with. I don't say this idly because I spent many years delving into religious and spiritual beliefs, looking for the answers, to understand what spirit is, and always came out still longing for answers that didn't leave me feeling empty. If you utilize the tools that have been supplied to you and willingly let go, you will progress and move forward, and your perceptions of the world and this entire existence will change. How you view yourself will change too, because throughout the deconstruction and cleaning house phases, we are still in the process of becoming more than the person we were in the past, even if we don't immediately realize it. The difference is that we are free to make genuine choices with the information that we are provided to get out of the first cognition reality. That is possibly the most important reason information should be used for, to expand your perceptions and to remove yourself from the first cognition. It is not just data and cool facts to collect for mental ejaculation. It should be used for your expansion and cognitive growth by questioning and challenging what you are taught to believe. I will admit, this is something I am still working on getting better at too, because we are so used to just gathering information, yet never questioning or even thinking about how we can perceive beyond what we see in front of our faces, or even asking questions to garner even more information that can be used for our advancement. Anyway, thank you for listening to what I have to share today and putting up with my really dry and raspy voice, and I hope it gives you things to ponder or use on your path. Until next time, keep on exiting the first cognition.